Hi, my name is Daniela Matassa. I'm a junior in AP U.S. History. I'm in creative writing, and the title of my piece is Star-Spangled Mâché.
Hi, my name is Eliran Masti. I'm a senior in theater. I am in an AP History course, and my piece is titled We the Immigrants.
Hi, my name is Safia Chilakapati. I'm a junior in AP U.S. History. I'm studying creative writing, and my piece is called What is Democracy?
Hi, I'm Samiyah Green. I'm a junior in AP U.S. History. I'm in creative writing, and the title of my piece is Star-Spangled Banner.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Witz. I'm a junior in AP U.S. History, and I study creative writing. My piece is called Democracy Is.
My name is Elliott Hoyt. I'm a junior in AP U.S. History, and I'm in the creative writing department, and my piece is titled I Will Never Be President.
Hello, my name is Christina Valero. I'm a junior studying AP U.S. History. I'm also a creative writing student, and the title of my libretto contribution piece is The Math of Democracy.
Hi, my name is Abby Walmer. I'm a junior in AP United States History in the creative writing department, and the title of my piece is Land of the Lost, Home of the Caged.
Hi, my name is Jordan Muscal. I'm a junior in AP U.S. History. I'm in the creative writing department, and my piece is called Democracy is a Marathon.
Democracy is memory, preserving the future in hopes of defeating a more evil past. The Berlin Wall falls in 1989, reuniting a formerly democratic Germany, a formerly but now less so united people. Coming to terms with what the world once was, but now may not be, that one has an inalienable right to make their voice heard. Democracy is hope, for a world in which voices merge together in song instead of cacophony. Glasnost policies are initiated in 1985, providing history to a confused people. The beginning of the end for the Soviet Union starts with knowledge.
I know I will never be president, and as an American, I feel obligated to care. I was born believing we weren't granted rights at birth, but earned through struggle. This contradicted the Buddhism and Catholicism I harbored, philosophies that spoke of equality and the inherent value of life. I grew up feeling as if we never really chose anything, as if the world was something to be observed and not interfered with. Still, I popped Roman candles, released vibrant smoke from compacted bath bomb-like fireworks on July 4th. I'd wake without worry about whether I'd be able to marry a man or a woman, or whether women would have autonomy over their bodies. This was out of ignorance, not because in 2016 I felt justified and free. I was benighted.
Democracy is a multiplication, the average of each of us, skewed towards the highest figures, an unwitting victim of the feedback loop that curves around our bones and spirals around the throat of the system we built for ourselves. That is, the widening gap between the many at the minimum and the outliers goading us on from the top, like it or not, with advertisements and sound bites and algorithms egging us on to the extremes, because those at the farthest ends will have the louder say, while those who stay seated in the middle watch with red whites and blue yolks running down their face.
Is democracy failing us? Is consensus only possible through censorship? Is this truly the will of a people who mourned and made death threats over Election Day? When the man chosen to be our mouthpiece speaks only to silence others. When we string our borders with barbed wire and slick oil across once shining seas. When the middle ground has become a minefield. Why didn't we listen to George Washington?
Democracy is no sprint. The country doesn't wake in the morning expecting to fulfill its destiny by dusk time. No, democracy is a marathon, and America is a young runner. Our limbs excited, eyes star-spangled. History is no smooth track. Instead, it's potholed for miles on end, and wind blows like a whisper of winter at Valley Forge. There are many hurdles that stride to break democracy's stride. Sometimes our runner, our country, believes it cannot go forward. Its soul bloodies, and forfeit is such an inviting place to rest.
There's a certain guilt that comes with being an American that's not actively oppressed. Although I'm not called slurs on the daily, I am of the many communities that are not societally favored. I grow knowing I will never be president.
Democracy is a sum, a macrocosm of all of us humans, infinitely fallible creatures who have mastered the art of forgetting, a porcelain mother of good intentions who knows not what it means to do good. Maybe the sum is zero. One side wants the debate today to be canceled out tomorrow, and fickleness is the only constancy in this game.
I think we all want to be hopeful. We want to look out our window and see democracy's face glistening with dewdrops as it marches onward, rain or shine. Because as the country runs its course, so do each of us. It is our private races that make up the larger labyrinth. We hope democracy is there for us should we stumble or lose our breath. There is no worse feeling than running alone.
Democracy is speech. Martin Luther King's words in the capital of the birthplace of modern democracy, a world in which democracy is not yet truly equal still, that even now is working towards its own ideals. The idea that what one says will resonate, that their opinion will matter no matter what their identity is or what their beliefs are, that every step into democracy is a step out of the shadows and into light.
As an American, I wish for a right. There's a growing amount of wrong with our country, where empathy subsides and blind, cruel hatred of difference persists. We supposedly choose who will decide our normalities. The population of the ignorant now transcends age, and that is who runs our country.
Are we not all red when bleeding, blue when drowning? Have we screamed ourselves hoarse in a doomed attempt to hear every voice? Will we die choking on our own swallowed words? Is democracy failing us, or are we simply getting what we deserve? When did the stripes narrow? When did the stars die? When did we start believing that the blood on our hands was beautiful? Why must we besiege everything built in the blind light of idealism? Why must I pretend to love this country when I don't even want to live in it? Is democracy failing us, or are we the ones who have failed?
When I'm little, democracy wears a brutal face and a selfish tracksuit. My friends and I make up rhymes and hopscotch. The adults may think us unaware, but we are still standing on the sidelines waiting for democracy to make the big turn. And when it does, when the baton is passed to the next president, the next runner in the relay, it is the young people who will be cheering loudest.
This is the promise of democracy. Ask, and ye shall receive. Every citizen appeals to Mother Liberty with their wants and needs. But sometimes the country does not want what one needs. Sometimes one does not want what the country needs. Sometimes what we receive is what we want, but not what we need. And thus it shall be until that eternally distant day when we, the people, we, the individuals, we, the humans, agree on what it is we need.
At 17, I'm unsure of whether vegetarianism is moral or just a form of willful ignorance. Democracy remains far from familiar, something I strive to change for my children that I will have with my husband in 2036. I know I will never be president, that we may be worms within a bowl, waiting to be fed to things bigger than ourselves. I do not believe it will always be this way. As easy as it is to submit to a long-lived cycle, we as people can create the circumstances. Small actions accumulate within broad, flawed systems. With that, I will practice democracy in the way I drink 2 cans of Diet Coke in the morning. I'll express freedom in the quiet, subtle facets of choice. If that belief holds any truth, I do not need to be president to matter.
And though I admit that we look out of shape at the moment, democracy can be a team player once again. The kind of athlete that reaches out a hand instead of turning a blind eye. Democracy will not complain or cut corners. It'll celebrate diversity and differences. I know there is a finish line waiting patiently somewhere. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Langkow-Chase, and I am the Department Chair of Social Studies here at HSPVA. I have the privilege of teaching these students in either my AP United States History course or my AP European History course. We were presented with this project, and I think one of the things that is very fascinating for me as a teacher is to hear how my students have interpreted what we've learned into their own ideas about what democracy is. Houston is one of the most diverse cities in the United States, and they all have different backgrounds and different ideas of what democracy means to them because they have different experiences. And seeing them be able to lay those experiences on top of the historical knowledge they've gained at the school has been a really enjoyable process, and we hope that you enjoy it.